Welcome to Dartmoor, everyone. It's a little bit wet here. I think we'll be able to, we can pitch through here. But my original thought when I had the Nammatj 2, I was pitched across here, but this is much wetter than I ever remember this spot. Even here it's quite damp here. It's not a perfect spot through there. It's damp there, but not too bad. I think if I try and get the front, but then it's wet here. I think I probably want the front on this little mound here, and then put that through there, and just you're playing in that water. You got a lot of water now. It's really hammering its way through here. It was only steady, Lassie. Careful. It was only a couple of months ago or so when it was like a trickle of water coming through. Oh, Bella. So the time is, it's 3:30. So we've got about 1 hour of, well, the sun sets in at just over an hour, about an hour and a quarter. And then we've obviously then got about half an hour of dusk. I think it's dark at about 5 o'clock now. Well, certainly at home, once it hits 5 o'clock, it's dark. Well, dark for all intents and purposes. So what we have done this time, we have brought, I've not used this for a little while, so that's a little clue. Lizzie goes and settles on that. We brought all the dogs since we're going to have a lazy in-camp trip this time again. Alright, so we've got it straightened out there. I've taken these two, Bella, leave it. So I've taken these two pegs out here, we've straightened it out. Alright, Bella, come on, move, Bella. Oh, she's a devil. Right, okay, so if we put make sure it's fully seated. Right, so that's one. Make sure that one is fully seated. Get that one in. And then This is all very well. Oh, my knees. My knees have definitely got worse than they were even 6 months ago. And then get that one so it's fully seated. And that one's in there. Right. And then we do the accordion. Because if we don't pitch it like this, we get towed off. So, I must admit there is some degree of fun of doing that. Right, and here we are, old Nammatj tree out again. So, as usual, make sure that your lines are all free. Some of the lines are going to have to be in the bog over there, and then the back. And then around this side. I think one of these lines is going to have to be quite short in the river. Oh. Right, now then, all the pegs are in here, aren't they, somewhere? Yeah, that's all the pegs. All right, let's get it. All right, let's get it fully pitched. So, one of those I want for Bella. All right, well, what I'm going to do now is just slowly go around and put all the lines out, and then we will reconvene in a minute. Wow, this hello. This water flow is certainly a hell of a lot different to what we have had. Oh, it fills it fills that up nicely. I brought this one because sometimes it's handy to open it from the bottom, but But that definitely isn't needed in this torrent of water. I switched to boots. Good job I did. Otherwise I would have had very, very wet feet. If I'm doing a lazy in-camp then it's handy as well. And then when I'm wandering around camp, at least I've got dry shoes. I think that rain is falling in a minute. I might just see if I need a quick pee, although I just went a minute, about half an hour ago, so I don't really think I can't go. But I just, before I get under cover, I might just see if I can squeeze an ounce. Well, welcome into camp. Finally here. I've got one bit of foam mat, go back, under me. I put one bit over there for the dogs, and then I've got this. So these two bits here that I'm sitting on and for the dogs is an X-Ped. Go back. Is an X-Ped foam mat. And then this is that thin stuff that I think Michael likes to use, one of the channel members. So just a couple of days ago we had a private chat talk, video talk with 6, started off as 6, and 2 had to go and do, family matters and such. But we had 4 of, well, including me, 4 members talking. It was a good couple of hours, so I try and do it. I probably ought to do it more often, so maybe, if it's something that you really enjoy and you've got time and I've got time, drop a hint and we can try and do it, a little bit more often. But I try to do it about 4 times a year, like every 3 months or something like that. Usually like before Christmas, before Easter, sometime in the summer and another time. So we might try and do one more before Christmas. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so if you want to join the channel or become a Patreon, feel free, links are below. The only perk that I offer is just with the members on YouTube, it's early access, so the video goes out, you get to see it first. And the same with Patreon. And the 2 bonuses with Patreon, it's ad-free. I think YouTube still puts adverts even on the members' videos, but with Patreon it's advert-free. And a little bit more comes to the contributor. YouTube takes 50% from members, and Patreon, it's like, I'll say 20%. It's around about that, because they take a bit here and a bit there, and then you've got PayPal taking a bit, and then it's got to get converted from dollars to pounds. So it's, I think they advertise it as like 9% or something like that is taken, but I think the reality is it's probably nearer 20 before it gets to the contributor, but it's still better than YouTube, really. If you haven't seen Chris Townsend's video on his favourite head torches, this was one of his favourites. And obviously, because it's one of his favourites, I had to try it, and I must admit it's a nice little number. So that's the head torch. I will try not to shine it in your eyes, as my nose drops. One thing I did forget this trip, it's not the end of the world. Don't think I've ever forgotten it before, but I forgot my cup. But I can drink out of that Or indeed, I could, you know, at a pinch, drink out of that. So I might use that as a cup because it's not split. But yeah, that's one thing I did forget. I brought the reactor again. When I'm doing a lazy in-camp thing and weight is no real issue, that's probably when I tend to use gas a little bit more than methylated spirits. Really just to sort of balance the two out a little bit, really. That's the thermometer. That's my repair kit, first aid kit and such like. That's a warm jacket for Lizzie. That's a little red jacket, so we'll put that one. She actually feels a little bit like a little radiator at the moment, but I think we ought to. And I've got a bag of food for them as well, so I was going to spread it out there, but given it's soaking wet out there, I think what I'll do is, I brought 2 of these just in case. One, I hope, should be enough. And I brought my chair, whether I might use it tomorrow because we're not doing anything. My down jacket. I didn't bring a specific bed for Lizzie because I've got so many bits and bobs and such like that there's plenty of things that she can sleep on. And then I've got my bed as well. I brought my quilt liner again. I knew I wouldn't need it, but it's about 80 grams. Go back. It's about 80 grams, so that's kind of go back. Go on. That's kind of a handy thing. That's my leggings. That's my nighttime leggings. Nighttime socks. That's a mat in case I want that for the dogs, but I've put that down. I've put that foam mat down, so probably that will be enough. Lighter. Tea. Very important tea. And a big bag of dog food. So I think what we'll do is we'll put Lizzie, wait. Lizzie is Lizzie, little Lizzie. You're a little devil, you are, Lizzie. Lizzie. Now, put some there for Lizzie. And I'm just going to put some in the inside today. Normally I scatter it outside and then they can hunt their dinner, but it's flooded, it's wet, and I think we'll just put it on the floor. I think I've got plenty. And now Liz is only interested in everyone else's and not hers. She's had like 2 bits and it's like, that's enough. Is he? Right, so that's that. What else have we got in here? I've brought, that's my towel in case I get wet. I brought 2 26,500 power banks. Clearly one should be more than enough. I've not bothered with a solar panel this time. We're really not going to get much sun, I don't think, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's that little thing for pumping the the pad up. Oh. when you get to the mid-50s, when I started this channel, I was like, I don't know, 41, 42. And if you go back to the very beginning, back then I was saying, I'm getting too bloody old for this. Holy Moses, if only I had any inkling as to how I would be feeling, 12 odd years later, I don't think I would have been, in inverted commas, complaining so much. I don't think there's anything in there that I'll take that brush out. That might remind me to not be a lazy bastard and give Lassie a brush. I got a couple of chews just in case I think they're needed, and I've brought the big thick quilt with me, which Lizzie is scrambling over. She's eaten all our food, so that pack we can put there. So almost the next thing to do really is to get that airbed. Look at little Lizzie. Oh, little Lizzie, you are funny. Who are you two? And then we'll get the kettle on, I think. I'm going to take these wet trousers off. So that's the quilt, that's the airbed. So I like this quilt, as I said in the last video. It's really handy, this quilt, when it's not freezing cold, because I kind of like using it. I'm happy to use my best stuff with the dogs as well, but I must admit I do in some ways prefer, it's handy just to use this, just to leave the best stuff. Right, now then, let's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oi! Lassie. All right, so in real time, you can have that one, and you can have that one. And this is nearly done. Right, and that's it, done. I must admit, I do enjoy using that, because it's like 8 grams or something like that. It's just no weight. You don't even know you're carrying it. It uses all but no power, and it's, once I figured out how to use it properly, it's very quick. Not like when I first started to use it. Anyway, I'm going to take my wet trousers off. Well, they're just wet at the bottom, but I'm going to take them off, and settle down into bed. Alright, well, this is in camp, and stay there, Lizzie. Stay there. Stay there. Probably won't be able to see it, but right on the horizon, right in the middle, there's some flashing lights. So I think there's a firework display, but it's probably... Oh, pardon me. Don! It's not me. I never do those things. But yeah, it's not up on the tour. I think it's probably like a village or something like that a long way away, because you certainly can't see fireworks itself, but I can hear them. I can hear them, and oh, there's some fireworks going off there. Here we got our own little firework display. There's some fireworks going up there. There must be like a... Maybe it's in Lidford. I wonder if that's in Lidford. That could be like Lidford itself. That, I reckon that's Lidford. Yeah. So we've got our own... It's quite a decent... It shows how noisy they are, because it comes all the way up here. But the dogs aren't bothered. They're used to it, you know. I used to play when Lassie was very young. I used to play firework music, well, not music, but you know, firework noises on the radio to get her used to it, and Bella was conditioned to it when she was very, very young. So they were going off near the house. I didn't take them out in the evenings just to be on the safe side, but at home, you know, she just ignored them. But yeah, so this is the Nammatj 3 GT. Oh. I mean, I obviously I love my taps and those, you know, and those pokey little shelters. I mean, they are my favourite, but I must admit, you can't, apart from the fact you've got to lug, you know, 3.5 kilograms, or how heavy they say, yeah, or however heavy this is, but I must admit, you can't beat the space of this. And of course, this is very, very similar to the Kieran 4 that I've got. Obviously the Kieran 4 is a little bit bigger, it's a bit wider, it's a little bit higher, wider. Really, one day I should try to, I don't know if I I could probably put them in a big backpack together and pitch them together. I ought to do that. It's winter now, but that's something to remind me in the spring. That would kind of be an interesting, you know, an interesting video. Wow. Yeah. Interesting for one person, isn't it? Wow, probably 10 people maybe. Or 20 people. Oh. But yeah, it's not very nice out. It's quite wet. It's raining. It wasn't forecast to rain, but it is raining. Oh. There's Nosy. It is raining. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's wet out. It's not very nice. Okay. Oh. Oh. But it could be worse, you know. But as I say, you know, it is nice. Oh, it is nice under here, though. You got all that space over there. You've got so much space. You could almost sleep. I mean, it's not quite wide enough. Oh yeah, but you could probably sleep someone, you know, crossways. I bet it's wide enough or long enough, you know, from this corner to that far corner. I bet someone, as long as they weren't, you know, 6'8" or something, could sleep in there, and you'd still have stacks of room. I mean, it can't be much different in size to the little star, can it?